our luminaries. I request the esteemed leaders to felicitate Dr. C.S. Patil sir. I request our esteemed leaders to please felicitate the past presidents in their hierarchy. I begin with Dr. C.S. Patil sir. I request C.S. Patil sir to be felicitated. We next take immense pleasure in felicitating Dr. Nagendra sir. Dr. Jagirda sir. Dr. Renu Bharadwaj ma'am. Dr. Abhay Chaudhary sir. Dr. V. Ravi sir. Dr. Arunaloke sir. Dr. Reba Kanungo ma'am. Dr. Shanmugam sir. Dr. R.D. Kulkarni sir. Dr. B.L. Sherwal, sir. Dr. Pallab Ray, sir. Kapil ma'am. Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir, to welcome her with a bouquet. Savitri Phule, Pune University, and an honorary distinguished scientist at the National Center for Cell Sciences, Pune. I request Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir, to welcome him. I now request our guest of honor, Dr. Subhash Salunke, sir, Public Health. I request Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir, to welcome him. Request our guest of honor, Dr. Girish Bhatake, sir, officiating Dean and Professor Head, Department of Orthopedics, BJGMC, Pune. I request our organizing secretary, Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir, to welcome him. Additionally, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our Secretary IMM Dr. Sonal Saxena ma'am. I request Dr. Smita Deshpande ma'am to welcome her. I now welcome our Organizing Secretary Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir. I request Dr. Sai Paul to please welcome him. I now welcome our Joint Organizing Secretary, Dr. Smita Deshpande ma'am. I request Dr. Nyabom Taji to please welcome her. Your presence graces this occasion and we look forward to a fruitful and enlightening conference. I request our Organizing Secretary, Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte, sir, to deliver the welcome address.
I welcome you all. I welcome you all for Microcon 2024. The 27th Annual Congress of the Indian Association of Medical Microbiologists. Please make a note of what I said. I said 47th Annual Congress of Indian Association of Medical Microbiologists. So that was specifically told to me by the Secretary that we don't call it as a national conference, we call it as an annual congress. So that from now on we will be doing that. Let me tell you that we have a host of programs lined in for you. But the most important thing which I wanted to tell you was we had planned 22 different workshops over the period of 20th and 22nd. There was declaration of the elections, and therefore we couldn't hold the workshops of date 20th, so we had to cancel 4. And so now what we did today was we conducted 18 workshops. So this was one of the features which we thought we would do. Now we are going to have 255 oral papers, 324 posters, and in all we have 19 sessions which would be taking place. So we have a feast over 2.5 days, and I welcome you for that. I'm not going to take much time because I started a bit late, but you must have noted that we did a simple idea looking at the traffic of Pune. We had 2 different standees there. One was digital, which was showing 7 o'clock, and the real hard one was 7:30. So we are starting at 7:30. So that is there. I would also like to introduce whom I have as the chief guest, Dr. Shekhar Mande. Dr. Shekhar Mande was the Director General of CSIR. He was the Secretary at Government of India. Right now, he is the Distinguished Professor at the university here, Pune University. And he is also a Distinguished Professor at various IITs in India. He has a lot of work. I have a very close bonding with him because of a very important program which Government of Maharashtra did. Government of Maharashtra during COVID times went on for independent sequencing over and above INSACOG. And we had Government of Maharashtra. I was there from Maharashtra side, and sir was there. Sir was looking at the whole of the helms of the affair, and Dr. Anurag Agrawal, his deputy, signed on behalf of him. So that is how we have had it, and Maharashtra did play a very pivotal role in finding out the variants which were there. We started with finding Kappa to begin with, and also Delta. So that's the importance of sir, and therefore he has to be the chief guest of the occasion. And the second dignitary whom I have called as the guest of honor is Dr. Subhash Salunke. I have told this to many people now, sir, that he is the only Director General of Health in Maharashtra. There was no one before him, and there has been no one after him. So that makes him very special for us, particularly for me. It makes me very proud. He is my teacher. He teaches community medicine, and he taught me at GMC Aurangabad. Therefore, I have a very important place there. Abhay sir was there during that particular tenure, that particular period. So, sir, I welcome you. Yeah. Sir had a lot of good work during COVID times, and he is going to discuss that. Both of them are going to discuss that in one of the sessions which we are going to have on 23rd. They are going to discuss what they did in that time. Dr. Solanke sir had gone to all the villages. His age is, you just can't guess his age. So, sir, 80? 77. So at that age, he went to each and every district of Amravati during the greatest of the wave of Delta in Amravati. It started from there. So he went there. He made a survey of all villages and said that there is something there which has to be taken care of. And we went in for a lockdown in Maharashtra at that time. Then I would like to introduce Dr. Girish Bartakke. He is an orthopedician, and he is our dean at today, and he is very kind, and he has come for this particular program from our side. I don't think I have to introduce madam and sir. So I would just like to mention the theme of the conference. It is Transforming Future, Microscopes to Genomics. Now, I don't want to make a mistake of understanding that what I'm trying to tell is from microscope, the progress has gone to genomics. No, not at all. The idea is that microscopy has seen many advances. Everything in between has seen advances, and these advances are transforming future. That is what that particular theme means. We have tried to orient all the scientific programs around that particular theme. So I think you would love the programs which we have. And I welcome you again for this particular Microcon 2024. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Lighting the lamp, a symbolic ritual that symbolizes enlightenment, knowledge and wisdom, a traditional way to start an event. I invite the dignitaries on the stage to kindle the lamp, accompanied by mesmerizing Saraswati Vandana, beautifully rendered by Dr. Rashmita Das.
Dindu tushar har dhawala ya shubravastravruta ya veena varadanda manditakara ya shweta padmasana या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचार सार परमा आद्यां जगद्वापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदां जाड्यान्धकारापहा हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकं विदधते पद्मासने संस्थिता वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदा शारदा
Following the welcome address and the Saraswati Vandana, I invite the Secretary of IMM, Dr. Sonal Saxena ma'am, to present the annual report highlighting the association's accomplishments over the year.
Thank you. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. Good evening, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. At the 47th Annual Conference of IAMM being held at BJMC Pune with the Honorary President Dr. Bharti Malhotra in chair, I, Dr. Sonal Saxena, in the capacity of Secretary, request the permission of Chair to begin proceedings with reading of the Secretary Report for the year 23-25. Thank you. Warm greetings to everyone from IIMM Executive Body, respected President, all esteemed members, and all past presidents, honorable past presidents, our dignitaries, and our students and delegates who've made it here. I have the privilege and honor of presenting the Secretary Report and welcome you all for this annual event. I am glad to add here that as of now, we are almost 4,000 life members, 3918 to be precise, and a total of 80 life memberships and 391 associate memberships were added in this year itself. And I would like to raise a toast to Dr. Sheila, because this year, due to some glitch, we could not take our membership online, and this was an offline effort. I'm sure this membership would have been doubled if we were online, but hats off to her for keeping it so precise and so quick that we did not feel that the website is not working. We welcome 2 new members to the executive body this year, Dr. Bansidhartha Rai from Max Hospital, Saket, New Delhi, and Dr. V.S. Randhawa from Lady Hardinge Medical College, New Delhi. On a collaborative front, There was a mid-con which was organized on 16th of March in collaboration with National Academy of Medical Sciences, that is NAMS, by the Department of Microbiology at SMS Medical College, Jaipur, under the Honorary Presidentship Chair. The CME, entitled Way Forward for Microbiologists, was a hybrid event which provided a platform for insightful discussions on emerging challenges and opportunities in the field of microbiology, charting a course for future, and was attended by more than 150 participants on site. Another CME with Foxy Jaipur chapter was held on 19th of November on screening for cervical cancer. The minutes of the meeting that was held of the task force was published in the May and will be discussed in the GBM further. This extraordinary meeting of Executive Council was also held on 4th of April in an online mode under the chairman of President Dr. Bharti Malhotra, and these minutes of the expert group which was held at 16 March was circulated and approved. The annual Congress guidelines were approved and circulated amongst members, and a lot of suggestions were incorporated from the executive body as well as from the past presidents and past secretaries, and the guidelines for chapter and chapter formations were also revised and circulated amongst the chapter secretary. The website has now uploaded the updated constitution and also the chapter guidelines. As of now, IIMM has more than 18 chapters in the various states, and the reports are constantly received and published in the IIMM newsletter. The IIM Secretariat also organized an online meeting with all chapter representatives where these guidelines were discussed and many of the issues faced by the chapters were sorted. It is my privilege and honor to be present at the UP-UK Microcon, Puducherry Microcom and the Northwest chapter, and was able to see their vibrancy and academic growth. Due to personal reasons, I could not attend the invites from Rajasthan, AP Telangana, Vidarbha and Bihar chapters, but I'm sure I'll make it for this year. And I remain grateful for the great honor bestowed on all of us. The President, Dr. Bharti Malhotra ma'am, also graced the UP-UK chapter, Rajasthan and Puducherry chapter, and also the IIMM Delhi chapter quarterly meet. The 46th Annual Congress of Microbiology, Microcon 2023, was held at Atal Bihari Vajpayee Scientific Convention Center, Lucknow, from November 23rd to 26th by King George Medical University, which had 14 pre-conferences workshops, 4 CMEs, and it witnessed a vibrant exchange of ideas with over 160 oral papers, 600 posters, which were presented by delegates. It drew a turnout of 1,500 delegates, including 300 faculty members. Under the able leadership of Dr. Chand Watal as editor, the IGMM has achieved an impact factor of 1.45 and a site score of 2. There has been a significant decrease in the turnaround time for publication of articles by moving to a continuous online mode and waiving of author processing fees for better acceptability and affordability. The number of issues in the year have now increased to 4 to 6, again reducing a turnaround time and also turning it from a loss-making to a profit-generating body, with the royalty obtained by IJMM in the year 2023 was Euro 21,900, which is equivalent to almost 20 lakh of rupees. So a huge round of applause for the editorial team of IJMM. IIMM 2 ICWAS centers, New Delhi, commenced its operations in 14 and currently serves 750 microbiology laboratories. The New Delhi ICWAS has also introduced molecular microbiology ICWAS in 2023, and this has led to the expansion of their services, and they have completely gone on an electronic mode. They are an accredited PT provider since 2018. The ICWAS program in microbiology at CMC Vellore caters to both viral serology and molecular, and a total of 1,030 laboratories were participating in various panels sent by South Virology. Taking up as promised in the general body meeting last year, the IIMM was able to launch its first ever certificate course on infection prevention and control under the leadership of Dr. Bharti Malhotra, President, with lots of input from the executive body, and various faculties. A pool of facilitators were identified. Multiple meetings were organized in an online mode by myself to develop the curriculum, training modules, assignments, and exercise. It was a mix of online lessons along with real-world exercises. It receives an overwhelming response, and the course was oversubscribed within 4 hours. I launched it at 6 p.m. and the Google form had to be closed before 10. The participants, we registered 38 participants and it included 19 faculty or consultant microbiologists, 11 senior residents, 6 postgraduate students and 2 infection control nurses. Formally, the course was launched on 1st of August and culminated on 29th of October with a contact session at Maulana Azad Medical College with an assessment. Overall, 24 online sessions worth 52 hours were taken, and the contact sessions show an attendance of 29 candidates. I thank the executive members and external faculty, namely Dr. Purva Mathur, Dr. Manisha Bansal, Dr. A.S. Wallan from CDC, and Dr. Sanjeev Gogoi for their tireless and meticulous effort. 7 workshops were also organized to build on the skill training, and 148 participants were trained in hands-on mode in various centers. IAM thanks the coordinators, Dr. Sumita Khurana for workshop on parasitology, Dr. Bharti Malhotra on molecular diagnostics, Dr. Anupama Kindo on antifungal susceptibility, Dr. Amit Joshi on brucellosis, Dr. Sarita Mahapatra on bacteriology, Dr. Veenu Gupta on tuberculosis, and Dr. Yogesh Gupta on antimicrobial stewardships for their efforts. After first being conceptualized in 2016 by IIMM Delhi chapter, in the year 2018, the PG Assembly was adopted by IIMM. In this year also, PG Assembly was initially planned in 5 zones: Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute, Lucknow for North, HN Reliance Foundation, Mumbai for West, Kasturba Medical College, Manipal for South, and AIMS Bhopal for the Central Zone. For East Zone, it was planned at Chittaranjan National Cancer Institute, but due to the resident doctor agitation, this had to be called off. The rest of the 4 PG assemblies were extremely well appreciated, and we thank Dr. Shashikala Shivaprakash, Dr. Vandana K.E., Dr. Rumi Marak, and Dr. Naveen Chandra M. Crore for their successful effort. We also thank the coordinating team of Dr. Chand Wattal and Dr. Neeraj Goyal along with the official partner Biomirio for their generous support. IIMM, as on every year, organized also a webinar on Sepsis Day with the theme United Against Sepsis, Bridging the Gap in Sepsis Diagnostics on 13th of September, which received an overwhelming response with more than 1,300 delegates, which was attended live not only from India but also from other SAARC countries. IIMM, as you all know, has started a monthly PG class at 6 p.m. on 3rd Friday from January 2023. This year also the classes were tremendous success, and till date 11 classes have been held. These are also streamed live on YouTube channel and remain available to the students on the YouTube channel, which is currently subscribed by 963 subscribers and has collectively gathered more than 5,000 views. I am thankful to Dr. Balaji, Dr. Mala Chabra, Dr. Chiranjay Mukhopadhyay, Dr. Sumit Rai, Dr. Sumita Khurana, Dr. Reba Konungo, Dr. Shukla Das, and Dr. Pratima Gupta for sparing their valuable time for these lectures. Overall, these are attended by not only postgraduates but also other members and faculty of microbiology. We request all of you to subscribe and encourage your students to use these learning resources. I am very much thankful to our president, Dr. Bharti Malhotra, for making this eventful journey in the last 1 year very smooth. Ma'am has been extremely cooperative, and also my EC members. I also thank all the past presidents, particularly Dr. Ravi, Dr. Arunalok Chakrabarti, Dr. Abhay Chaudhary, Dr. Sherwal, Dr. Pratibha Narang, and Dr. Reba for their support and confidence in me. And thank you to all the members for having faith in me throughout the year. I extend my sincere thanks to all members of the organizing committee, Dr. Rajesh Karekarte and his team, for an incredible hard work, and request the gathering for a huge round of applause for encouraging them further for the next 3 days. I personally and also on behalf of IIMM welcome all delegates, faculty and students to this conference and request them to participate in the proceedings and activities to make it a grand success. Thank you. No great idea was ever born in a conference, but a lot of foolish ideas have died here. So let's, in the next 3 days, kill a few ideas and move ahead. Thank you so much.
I request Dr. Sonal Saxena ma'am and the esteemed laureate sitting on the dais to please felicitate the awardees.
Jonas Salk said, "The reward for a work well done is the opportunity to do more." And today we celebrate the amazing works of people in microbiology. The people we are honoring today embody the spirit of curiosity, their dedication to advancing human knowledge, solving critical problems, and inspiring future generations of scientists, thinkers, and leaders. I request IIMM President Dr. Bharti Malhotra to please honor the awardees. Hereafter, I request Dr. Jayanti Shastri, awardee of IIMM Endowment Oration Award, to come on the dais. BS at Sevagram Wardha and her MD from Lokmanya Tilak Municipal Hospital, Mumbai. She has held several prominent positions, including Professor and Head of the Department of Microbiology, Head of NACO's Regional STI-ATI Laboratory and Center of Excellence in Immunology Research at TN Medical College and Nair Hospital. She is currently the Chair and Professor at Center of Excellence in Research and Training in Infectious Diseases, MUHS, and has focused on advancing diagnostic services, pioneering the state-of-art PCR laboratories. She has been awarded the Service to Humanity Award from Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, AIDS Research Award, a Teaching Professor Award. Now this prestigious IIMM Endowment Lecture Award is being conferred for her dedicated services and contribution in the field of microbiology on behalf of IIMM on 21st of November at 47th National Congress of IIMM at Pune. Awardee of the Dr. H.I. Jhala Memorial Award to come on the dais. Dr. Pallab Ray earned his MBBS degree from Medical College, Calcutta and MD from PGIMR, Chandigarh. He has been the recipient of Kataria Gold Medal for being the best outgoing postgraduate in 1987, and where he joined as a faculty in PGI Chandigarh and superannuated as professor and head in 2023 from the same department. He has more than 40 years of experience in diagnostic microbiology, teaching and research, and has worked on multiple projects, had guided multiple students, and is a founder member of Indian Network of Surveillance of Antimicrobial Resistance, or INSAR. He was conferred the prestigious S.C. Agarwal Oration Award in 2012, State Honour Award of Punjab Government, and now this prestigious Dr. H.I. Jhala Award 2023 is being conferred for his dedicated services and contributions in the field of medical microbiology on 23rd November at the 47th National Conference of IIMM at Pune, on 21st, sorry. the feeling of standing on the shore of the known and looking into the infinite of the unknown. Now I call upon Dr. Chand Wattal, the awardee for S.C. Agarwal Award of IIMM. Sir is working as an honorary senior consultant and chairman at Institute of Clinical Microbiology and Immunology at Sir Gangaram Hospital and Postgraduate Research Center, a graduate from GMC Kashmir and postgraduate from PGI Chandigarh, has a total experience of more than 40 years. He's worked in multiple task forces of Ministry of Health on rational antimicrobial use and ICMR, is a nominated member of Faculty of Medical Sciences, Executive Council nominee to Patel Chest Institute and B.R. Ambedkar Center for Biomedical Research. He is also the editor-in-chief of Indian Journal of Medical Microbiology and has been part of EC member of IIMM with responsibility of running the IIMM EQUAS program. He has been recipient of several awards including the Dharamveera Award of Excellence, S. Nandi Award for Best Publication and the Vishis Chikitsa Ratan Award by Delhi Medical Association. Now the prestigious Dr. S.C. Agarwal Oration Award is being conferred for his dedicated services and contributions on behalf of IIMM on 21st of October at the 47th National Conference of IIMM here at Pune. Lakshman Jagirdar, awardee of Dr. U.C. Chaturvedi Lifetime Achievement Award. Sir is an alumnus of GMC Nagpur and has worked at multiple places like Sholapur, Mumbai and Miraj. He was an active member of IIMM and was the Joint Secretary and also the President. He has guided multiple students and has published more than 250 research papers, has received the multiple awards like the Dr. H.I. Jhala Memorial Award, Dr. Hardas Pathak Award, Dr. Pratibha Narang Vam Professional Achievement Oration Award, and was the founder dean of a new medical college in Akola which he established in record time. Now the prestigious Dr. U.C. Chaturvedi Lifetime Achievement Award 2024 is being conferred for his dedicated services and contributions on behalf of IIMM on 21st of November at the 47th National Conference. Forward. Awardees are driving forces and responsible for shaping the future and influencing the young minds, and for that we thank you all sir and ma'am for guiding us. हर एक मंजिल का रास्ता सड़कों से नहीं होता, आसमां भी रास्ते होते हैं, जो नहीं चलते वे उड़ते हैं, सपनों की कामयाबी की उड़ान होती है और हौसलों से ही हर मुश्किल आसान होती है. As we conclude this ceremony, I leave you with these words. Thank you and happy learning for the next 3 days.
Thank you for that. Now, we are honored to have Dr. Shekhar Mande sir as our chief guest. We request him to share his invaluable insights and thoughts on this significant occasion. Sir, your words will undoubtedly inspire and enlighten us.
Good evening, everyone. Present on the dais, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Saxena, all the dignitaries on dais and off the dais. First of all, thank you very much for giving me this privilege to be amongst all of you today. As you would probably know, I am not a medical microbiologist by a long shot. I am not even a microbiologist by a long shot in that particular respect. My essential training has been in physics and biophysics, and my first brush with microbiology was when I took up a job in Institute of Microbial Technology in Chandigarh in 1995. So when I started my career, I started with that. And as luck would have it, just 2 months before I started my job at the Institute of Microbial Technology, IMTech Chandigarh, just 2 months before that, the first ever genome sequence of a bacterial species, and that was Haemophilus influenzae, that had been published just 2 months before. So I can say that my realization about microbiology really begins with the advent of genome sequences in that particular respect. And I don't need to tell this particular audience that very soon after, a large number of sequences started becoming available: E. coli, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, eventually Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and of course the crowning glory was the human genome itself. There are many things that we thought we learned from the genomes, the many things that we thought we would learn from the genomes, but there are many things we haven't even learned today, we don't understand by looking at the genome sequences. And that's what actually makes our profession very exciting one. And as a matter of fact, when I began looking at the genome sequences myself, because I had taken up a job in IMTech Chandigarh, one of the major problems we confronted in my lab was about 40% of the genes that were identified in any of the bacterial genomes then, whether it be Haemophilus influenzae, whether it be E. coli, whether it be Mycobacterium tuberculosis or anything else, about 40% of the genes had no discernible function. So we did not know what their biochemical or biological function would be. And then we set out at that particular point of time in 1996 to start developing methodologies so that we can understand the genome and the functions of the genes better. And in that sense, that was my first foray in microbiology, and we published our first paper in attempting to identify biochemical function of a gene in Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which we believed was involved in de novo biosynthesis of inositol. Inositol is a very important component of membranes. Inositol is an important component of things like mycothiol or glutathione and so on and so forth. Not glutathione, but mycothiol in mycobacteria. So that was my first foray in microbiology really, but a very peripheral vision. I am not a deep microbiologist like all of you, and I enjoy talking to microbiologists, and I have of course enjoyed my conversation with Dr. Karyakarte over the years. So as luck would have it, I found myself in Delhi at some point of time, and as luck would have it, or as luck shouldn't have been, we were stuck by the pandemic at that particular point of time. And that was a time that was a very testing time for all of us. And Dr. Karyakarte has already mentioned, that was the time that we had to actually take a literally 360-degree view of everything that was available, all knowledge that we could bring on board to try to tackle the pandemic. And one of the things, when I was in CSIR, we decided that we must sequence viruses or different strains at a very rapid pace. We did not have very favorable opinion from our colleagues, especially the clinical colleagues in Delhi at that particular point of time. That's sorry to say. But nonetheless, we forced our way, and CSIR we took up of sequencing genomes in a very large scale. And that's where Maharashtra did such an outstanding job, and Dr. Karyakarte literally spearheaded the efforts from Maharashtra. We had similar efforts that happened from Kerala and so on and so forth, and eventually we formed a consortium, today what we call as INSA-COG. And that consortium really has helped in trying to track what new mutations are occurring anywhere, and we are able to track how the virus is spreading or the new variant is spreading across the country. It was, in a sense, it was a very learning and a very humbling experience in that particular sense. But we had to actually find many other solutions. And at CSIR, what we had decided that were our strategy, all the 37 laboratories of CSIR into 5 verticals. The first vertical, of course, was surveillance. And surveillance included not only genomic surveillance, but surveillance also included, for example, wastewater surveillance. And the wastewater surveillance, once again, the Pune group has done some outstanding work on that. And it gave us at least 15 days advance notice of an outbreak in any locality or any city. And we have published a number of papers on those, and Dr. Karyakarti would agree with me that wastewater surveillance has been an integral part of the overall surveillance. But one of the things that we discovered then was also air surveillance. Now, in a fairly long period of time, unfortunately, neither the WHO nor the CDC had recognized the virus is airborne. And the narrative that had been generated was essentially contaminated surfaces, if you touch them, that is the dominant mode of transmission. And today what we know is that how untrue was that. It was not completely untrue, but in a sense, the dominant mode of transmission was via aerosols, and touch or contaminated surfaces was a mode of transmission, but not a dominant one. And we undertook air surveillance in many hospitals and so on and so forth at that particular point of time. And we also decided to sanitize air in many of the enclosed or less ventilated places. And those solutions are in the field today. And they would go a long way, not only in containing SARS-CoV-2, but any other aerosol-based infection per se. For example, the solutions that we came up with CSIR are today implemented in every Vande Bharat Express that rolls out. So those of you who have had chance to ride a Vande Bharat Express, you would see that all the air that is circulated in the compartments is necessarily sanitized before it pumps into the compartment. And the way it is done is that the airflow is calculated, and according to the flow of air, there are UVC lights that are installed into the AHUs, which are concealed from human exposure. And UV essentially kills, and we proved that in experiments in our BSL-3 laboratory in IMTech Chandigarh, that how much UV doses would be required to kill any of the airborne infections in that particular sense. But we also had to do many other things, making, for example, hospitals at a very short notice. In Delhi itself, at number of places we went and made hospitals at a notice about 7 days. When the hospitals were running out of space, we actually went all over India, and many state governments approached us whether we could go to this place or that place and make a hospital. And we were able to make completely functional hospital with an ICU and all the gas lines and all at a notice of about 7 days. And that was quite phenomenal experience at that particular point of time. Making oxygen available when the oxygen was not, oxygen shortage was felt across the country. We had to come up with indigenous technologies so that we can go and every district would have an oxygen generation plant. So those are the kind of things that we had to do, and we actually did at that particular point of time. So in a sense, what I want to tell you is that it was an extraordinarily humbling experience. And I'm sure for everyone in the audience also, it was an humbling experience of what a virus such as SARS-CoV-2 would do. But SARS-CoV-2 is not the last of it, is not the last of the pandemics, is not the last of the viruses that we are going to see, is not last of the diseases that we are going to see. And we have many, many, many more diseases that are waiting to strike us. And that's where I think people like you in the audience, the medical microbiologists, play an extraordinarily crucial role in preparing us for the future of infectious diseases. And I thank all of you for giving me this privilege to be amongst you for this particular reason, that you are really the upholders of future of diseases and upholders of what could come up as a next pandemic. And therefore, I feel extremely privileged to be amongst all of you today. I wish all of you very best for the next 3 days of deliberations in this conference. Thank you all once again.
I now request Dr. Rajesh Karyakarte sir to felicitate chief guest, Dr. Mande sir. Our guest of honor, Dr. Subhash Salunke sir. I request Dr. Smita Deshpande ma'am to felicitate Dr. Girish Batake, sir. I now request Dr. Bharti Malhotra ma'am, President IMM, to deliver her presidential address.
Warmly welcome you all, the guests and the faculty and the delegates to the Microcon 2024 at BJMC Pune. It's a great privilege and honor to welcome the past presidents who have mentored me all these years. I'm really thankful to the past presidents, Dr. Ravi, Dr. Aruna Loke, Dr. Sherwal, Pratibha ma'am, Aarti ma'am, Reba ma'am. When I did the conference, I was constantly interacting with all of them and who really guided me. And all these years also throughout my career. And I would like to give my greetings to the dignitaries on the dais. And I'm really impressed with Dr. Mande. Dr. Aruna Loke said he will always be in time. So he asked me, how long do I have to give a talk? Is 10 minutes okay? I said, fine, you can take your time, sir. So he set a timer, 10 minutes, and he talked only for 10 minutes. So there's so much to learn from these Dians and the Ligands in our country, how they have shaped us and how all we need to learn from them. So really an honor to share the dais with such dignitaries. I really warmly welcome you all to Microcon 2024, sir. So the organizers have thoughtfully chosen this theme, transforming future microscopes to genomics. So we really have to transform in each and every field, each and every tool which we use, as Dr. Karyakarte said. And the role of the today's generation, that they have to be really play an active role in transforming the future. They have to be actively involved in changing the tools, modernizing them, and improvising them continuously. As Dr. Mande said, how we saw the development of the INSACOG, that was very quickly the Government of India and the DBT took the initiative, creating the INSACOG. We saw a large number of PCR labs being set up during the COVID. The infrastructure was really improved. So not only PCR, we saw that thanks to INSACOG, the large number of sequencing were done during this period. Of course, we also did, as part of the INSACOG, large number of sequencing, which we would have never imagined possible that we would be doing thousands of sequencing in such short time. So we have the tools, but we need to use them judiciously and use them where needed and be well aware how to handle them all. So the youngsters and the young faculty, the students, they need to tighten up their belts, learn them and then use them and of course publish them timely. So another thing I want to congratulate Dr. Karyakarte and team is planning the excellent scientific program and having on board national and international faculty. And they have kept 20 workshops. Of course, they could finish 18, but that's really a great number. There was a time when he said because of the elections, it will be difficult for us to do the workshops. So we were really under panic because workshop is a great time for the students to learn a lot of new technology and everything and get together. So he could still manage to do 18. Really congratulations to him and his team. And the best part is, again, here also a large range of topics from POCT to genomics were covered, and you could have your pick and learn them. And the important thing is, then we are collecting here in the conference, what we can see is good representation from different institutes and bodies like ICMR, NCDC, and DBT, NIV. We are seeing all these institutes have come together to deliberate and give us guidance about the field of microbiology. And important thing now is the times of pandemics. To be pandemic ready, we have to have a multidisciplinary and an intersectoral approach. You just cannot be sitting in your lab and doing the testing and not going beyond that. You have to interact with various disciplines. you have to have a intersectoral approach and a multidisciplinary approach. So we need to get out of the lab, look at the source of infection, how the transmission dynamics are happening, carry out the outbreak investigations, interact with clinicians, public health experts, wildlife, fisheries, veterinarian, everybody has to, because 70% of our infections which are going to emerge are going to be zoonotic. So we really have to be well aware and understand where they are originating from and how they are spreading. So again, our never-ending AMR is always going to be a problem. We have to address that, interact with clinicians and, have advocacy of AMSP practices, and have a One Health integrative approach also when we are dealing with all our infections. So it is important that we keep progressing, and thanks to IMM and the EC body and our strong leader, Dr. Sonal Saxena, we have tried to bring together the state chapters so that they are motivated to perform, and we have a good coordination going on, and we are interacting with them regularly. So we have to further enhance that activity so that at the state level itself, our students and the young faculty are motivated, and they do the various activities to train the young ones. So during this whole process, we have had many workshops. Sonal has already told you, but I must really appreciate the IPC certificate course that Sonal started, and really the whole team of the doctors which were chosen to get this course going, they really worked hard to make it happen. And I think students also really enjoyed one-to-one interaction with the experts. So I must really congratulate the whole team of IPC certificate course who've done this great job. And we need more courses like this so the experts can take the lead and then guide the students. So congratulations, Sonal, and thank you, the Executive Council, for doing all this good work. And another thing is, most important thing is that when we have faced this COVID, so we really need the youngsters to think out of the box, get out of the lab, and then work together also. And really want to thank the Executive Council. Plus, I also want to thank my family, my husband, Dr. Hemant, and my mentor, Dr. Katoch, and his wife, Dr. Kiran, who have really guided me all these years and shaping me for what I am. Any inadequacy is because of me, not because of their lack of guidance. We hope to keep on improving, working together, and we need to see how we can take the association forward. So we look forward to this mega event, and Dr. Karyakarte and team has really planned it very well. So you will have a great intellectual discussions and a gastronomic feast. So I wish the team Microcon 24 all the best, and I'm sure you will all enjoy your time here. And thank you so much.
I now request our organizing committee member, Dr. Sai Paul ma'am, to please give a vote of thanks.
Good evening to all dignitaries on and off the dais and the delegates present for the inauguration ceremony of the 47th National Congress of IMM. First and foremost, we wish to express our heartfelt gratitude to the President, the Secretary, and the General Body of IMM for giving us the opportunity to host this important National Congress. Your support has been invaluable throughout this process. We greatly appreciate the timely assistance from both the President and Secretary during the preparations for this Congress. We are pleased to report that 18 pre-Congress workshops were successfully conducted today under the banner of IMM at various institutes and hospitals in Pune. We are immensely grateful to all co-organizers of the workshops for their hard work and enthusiasm. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Shekhar Mande sir, Chief Guest, for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion with his presence. We are also thankful to Dr. Bartake sir, Dean, BJGMC, Dr. Salunke sir, Guest of Honor, Dr. Anup Anvikar, Director, National Institute of Malaria Research, and all senior dignitaries of the dais for taking the time to be with us and for your encouragement. We also take the opportunity to acknowledge the support of all the sponsors. Thanks a lot. We appreciate Tip Top International Hotel for providing this beautiful venue for our inauguration. Last but certainly not least, we extend our deepest gratitude to the past presidents for their unwavering support and all delegates for your overwhelming response to this Congress. We hope you all have an enriching experience listening to the stalwarts in the field of microbiology during next 3 days of the conference. Sorry, it's Congress now. Thank you. We have a small inaugural video to play. Please pay attention. Thank you.